Hey there, Singapore pet parents. If you're wondering what to do with your furry best friend this February, well, you've come to the right place. We've put together a list of the absolute best events happening this month so you can stop scrolling and start planning. Let's jump right in.
So, what's the vibe you're going for this February? You looking for a big day out with lots of fun? Or maybe a sweet way to spend Valentine's? Or, hey, maybe you're feeling like you want to give back to the community. Whatever it is, don't you worry, we've got something for you.
You know, February can sometimes feel a little quiet after all the holiday chaos, right? But trust me, it doesn't have to be. We've done all the digging for you and found some real hidden gems for you and your pet. So let's get straight to the good stuff. Okay, first up, let's talk about how to kick off the month with a ton of energy. We're diving into the events that are all about fun, getting those amazing photos, and just soaking up a great social vibe. So right off the bat, the first weekend of February gives you two totally different choices. You've got the Pets Fiesta Market, which is super chill, perfect for just browsing and mingling. And then you have the Ren Faire, which is a full-on fantasy festival for anyone who loves a good theme and maybe a little cosplay. Let's take a closer look at the Pets Fiesta Market. It's all happening on February 1st at the Cosford Container Park. Think of it as your classic feel-good outdoor market. You're going to find pet-focused stalls, awesome food for the humans, and, get this, a pet costume contest. It's just light, fun, and a really social day out. Now, here are a few pro tips to make the day even better. I definitely try to get there a bit early. That way you'll beat the afternoon heat and the biggest crowds. And of course, pack the essentials: water, poop bags, you know the drill. Oh, and if your pet isn't a huge party animal, try to find a few quiet corners where they can just chill out. And now for something completely different, the Renaissance Fair at Fort Canning Park, also on February 1st. So, this one's a ticketed fantasy-themed festival. It's for those of us looking for those really unique, totally Instagrammable experiences. The outdoor grounds are Fred-friendly, so it's the perfect chance to get some amazing photos of your pup, maybe even in costume. For an event like this, comfort is absolutely key. For sure, pack water and maybe even a cooling mat for your dog. And if your pup is a little sensitive to noise, it's probably a good idea to go earlier in the afternoon. And here's a really important one. Make sure you give your pet plenty of space from any costume performers. We want them to feel safe, not overwhelmed. All right, let's switch gears. We're moving from those high-energy fairs to something a little more sweet and sentimental. It's time to talk about planning a very special Valentine's date with your absolute favorite companion. On Saturday, February 14th, you can join a special Valentine's morning walk at the Singapore Botanic Gardens. It runs from 9 to 11 a.m., so it's perfectly timed to avoid that crazy afternoon heat. Honestly, it's just a wonderfully wholesome way to celebrate, and you'll be surrounded by beautiful scenery for some truly frame-worthy photos. And to make it a total breeze, just think of it in 3 simple steps. 1. Get there maybe 10 or 15 minutes early so your dog can sniff around and get settled. 2. If your dog likes a little personal space, just stick to the wider paths. And 3. Make sure you've packed all your essentials. Speaking of which, here's a quick little checklist for you. Don't leave the house without water and a bowl, some tasty treats, poop bags and wipes, and of course, a comfy harness and leash. A little bit of prep makes for a totally stress-free day. All right, time for a change of pace. If you're looking for an event that's got a little more purpose, the second half of February is all about supporting our amazing animal welfare community. This one's for all the purpose-driven parents out there. The first event you'll want to put on your radar is the Pet Adoption and Welfare Day. This is such a fantastic opportunity if you're thinking about adoption, or even if you just want to learn more about being a responsible pet owner from the people doing incredible work on the ground. Okay, I really need you to listen up for this next part, because it's super, super important. The details for the Pet Adoption and Welfare Day are, right now, tentative, so please don't carve this one in stone just yet. So here's what we know so far. The date they're looking at is Friday, February 20th in the evening, but the venue is still to be confirmed. The best thing you can do is just keep an eye out for official updates from the organizers as we get closer to the date. Now, for an event with details that are confirmed. If you've ever wanted a real, behind-the-scenes look at what animal rescue is all about, the SOSD Shelter Tour is an incredibly powerful experience. So, go ahead and mark your calendars for Sunday, February 22nd. This date is locked in. It's a chance to really see, firsthand, the amazing work that goes into caring for these incredible dogs. Now, what's so cool about this tour is that it's more than just a visit. You get a full guided tour, you get an orientation on what SOSD is all about, and you'll even get to meet some of the shelter dogs. These tours are so important because they really show you what rescue work is like, and honestly, they often inspire people to take that next step into volunteering, fostering, or even adopting.
Whew! Okay, that was a lot of information, I know. So let's pull it all together so you can see your entire pet-friendly February in just a single glance. Makes planning way easier.
So let's recap. You kick things off on February 1st with your choice of the Fun Pets Fiesta Market or the fantastic Ren Faire. Then, you can share the love on the 14th with the Valentine's Dog Walk. Remember to keep an ear out for news on the tentative adoption day on the 20th. And you can finish the month with a really meaningful SOSD Shelter Tour on the 22nd. And there you have it, your complete guide to making this February an amazing one with your pet here in Singapore. From casual markets and fantasy fairs to romantic walks and community outreach, there is truly something for everyone. So the only question left is, which adventure are you and your best friend going to choose?